The Korean virtual human industry, market trends, firms, and monetization models. South Korea's virtual human industry has grown rapidly, driven by advances in artificial intelligence, real-time rendering, and voice synthesis technologies. The ecosystem spans both business-to-business, B2B, and business-to-consumer, B2C, applications, with the former focused on enterprise AI solutions and the latter dominated by entertainment and influencer marketing. In 2024, the market for human virtual assistant services was valued at approximately $0.5 billion and is projected to grow to $1.2 billion by 2033, reflecting a compound annual growth rate of 11.6%. In the B2B sector, virtual humans are used across banking, healthcare, telecommunications, and retail for tasks like customer service and data processing. On the B2C side, hyper-realistic digital influencers such as Maeve have captured consumer attention through K-pop style music, video content, and social media engagement. The government has supported this growth with initiatives like the 50 billion South Korean Won Metaverse Fund and the K-Humanoid Alliance, indicating national strategic interest in the virtual and humanoid technology sector. Several companies lead South Korea's virtual human development across technology, entertainment, and media. Sidus Studio X, a subsidiary of Locus Corporation, created Rosie, one of the first successful virtual influencers designed for brand partnerships using advanced CGI. Smilegate introduced Hanua, capable of real-time interactive communication through an in-house AI engine. Deep Brain AI has focused on AI avatars for customer service and broadcasting, raising $44 million in funding. SM Entertainment integrated virtual humans like Nevis into its metaverse-linked K-pop universe, supported by LG Uplus and generative AI tools. Metaverse Entertainment, Netmarble, launched Maeve, a multilingual, fully virtual K-pop group. Other prominent firms include Vlast with Plave, Deep Studio Entertainment with Superkind, Cleon with digital humans created from a single image and audio clip, and Studio Realive, which specializes in virtual and VR production. These firms reflect a convergence of AI, 3D production, and entertainment engineering in South Korea's digital economy. Revenue generation in South Korea's virtual human market includes several complementary models. Brand endorsements play a significant role, with Rosie generating substantial ad revenue and frequently appearing in national campaigns. Live streaming and virtual concerts represent another channel, with groups like Isegie Idol achieving chart-topping success and millions of YouTube views. Merchandise and licensing are also critical, with Kakao Entertainment raising billions of won through crowdfunding for products featuring virtual characters. Engagement platforms such as Africa TV and VLive enable direct monetization through fan interaction, including virtual gifts and exclusive content. The creation and management of synthetic character IPs allow companies to diversify content output and control the branding and monetization of their digital assets across multiple channels. The structure of talent management for virtual humans has evolved, merging traditional talent agency practices with new digital workflows. SM Institute, for example, combines conventional performance training with digital skills to prepare hybrid performers. Digital studios, such as Studio Realive, build infrastructure for virtual human production using VFX and post-production pipelines. Promotion strategies include multimedia campaigns across platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and Zap2, while fan platforms facilitate real-time engagement. Rights management is central to the business model, with contracts addressing visual likeness, voice data, performance rights, and AI-generated content ownership. These frameworks ensure control and legal clarity in a rapidly evolving media landscape. Voice synthesis and voice cloning technologies are increasingly prominent in South Korea's virtual human applications. Systems like MLP Singer and N Singer represent advances in Korean language singing synthesis, emphasizing speed and phonetic accuracy. Virtual idols rely on these systems for music production, while AI-generated narration and dubbing are becoming more widespread in publishing and education. Ethical concerns have grown alongside these developments. The misuse of voice cloning for impersonation and misinformation has prompted regulatory scrutiny, and the need for consent and rights protections has become a recurring topic in policy debates. South Korea's future success in this area hinges on transparent and enforceable legal frameworks. AI technologies are powering a shift toward personalized advertising through virtual humans. South Korean brands are using consumer data to deliver targeted recommendations, such as individualized skincare routines or AI-curated fashion looks. AI enables optimized ad placement, identifying when and where consumers are most likely to engage. Campaigns featuring virtual influencers typically achieve higher engagement and conversion rates than those using human celebrities. This data-driven personalization allows companies to scale campaigns while maintaining relevance to segmented audiences. Virtual humans offer 24/7 brand representation with full creative control, making them especially appealing in competitive digital markets. In comparison with global peers, South Korea's virtual human strategy is distinctive in its integration of AI and K-pop-inspired cultural branding. Whereas China emphasizes scale and integration with e-commerce ecosystems, and Japan focuses on sectoral diversification and soft power initiatives like Cool Japan, South Korea ties its virtual beings closely to Hallyu exports and immersive entertainment. In contrast, the West tends to focus on individualized digital influencers with an emphasis on ethics, privacy, and decentralization. South Korea's collaborative approach between entertainment agencies and tech companies has enabled consistent commercialization and broader platform integration. Despite rapid innovation, structural and legal challenges remain. The AI Basic Act introduced by the South Korean government aims to bring transparency and accountability, but has been criticized for not fully protecting against high-risk AI use. Public concern persists around the authenticity of virtual influencers, their impact on beauty standards, and the potential erosion of creative jobs. Market concentration is another concern, with firms like Kakao and Naver dominating the digital ecosystem. However, South Korea's government is actively promoting export and metaverse development. The Ministry of Science and ICT plans to position the country as the fifth largest metaverse market by 2026 through policy support and institutional infrastructure such as the Metaverse Academy and the National Artificial Intelligence Committee. Public and business responses to virtual humans in South Korea reflect a mix of fascination and scrutiny. Consumers have embraced virtual influencers, particularly among younger demographics on platforms like Instagram and YouTube. Virtual groups, such as Plave, have demonstrated significant commercial appeal, selling over 1 million albums and achieving hundreds of millions of views. At the same time, critiques focus on the lack of emotional depth and authenticity compared to human performers. Ethical issues around digital aesthetics and deepfakes have prompted calls for regulation. Media narratives generally highlight the innovation potential of virtual humans but increasingly call for ethical guidelines and oversight to ensure social responsibility. Looking ahead, South Korea's virtual human industry is set for continued growth. The AR/VR market is projected to increase from $37.0 billion in 2022 to $114.5 billion by 2027. The government's Digital New Deal plans to create nearly 1 million new jobs in software and AI, which will indirectly support the sector. Cultural export strategies, such as the K-Startup Grand Challenge and multi-trillion-won financing for exporters, are enhancing global competitiveness. Integration with the digital economy is being accelerated through the Digital Platform Government Initiative and policies such as the new Industry Policy 2.0 strategy. Together, these frameworks support a national push to embed virtual human technologies into public services, global markets, and everyday consumer life. South Korea is positioning itself not only as an innovator but also as a cultural and technological leader in the global virtual human economy.